Welcome to the Earth Academy Prayer Book Hebrew, and we are going to be doing chapter 6 this evening in Prayer Book Hebrew the Easy Way. This book can be found at ekspublishing.com. Now, there's a lot of material there. I have already presented some of it, but if you go to that website, ekspublishing.com, you will see that. I can put that in the chat real quick so that you know how to spell it properly. EKS. Okay. And I got to tell you, I have not seen anything better out there. And I have had exposure to a lot of different Hebrew programs. So what we're going to do then is continue here. I'm going to do the screen share. We'll open up chapter 6, possessive endings for singular nouns. This is the first section. There's actually 2 chapters. The second chapter is section 2. It may require us to have 3 weeks just on this first section. During the boot camp, however, that's coming up on the 28th of this month, it starts on the 28th, and I think it extends until the 2nd of next month, February. We are going to not be having class, and I will send notices out for that to make sure people know not to show up, because I will be in Georgia at the General Coffee State Park for the Yahad boot camp. So I wanted to make that note. All right, so let us begin. Okay, so we have possessive endings for singular nouns. And here is some oral review. I'm going to go through these really quickly for you guys. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go down and be exposed to some new vocabulary. And you will notice there are quite a few vocabulary words this time around. Some of the chapters we haven't had too many, maybe 5, 6. But we have some more material here. It's pretty dense material. So let us begin and try to get through as much as we can today. Once I finish with the oral review, I will go to the prayer. And the prayer that we're doing here is a section from the prayer book. There's 2 little sections. I will pronounce them as I ordinarily do, and I will cant them for you to give you the tune. But before we do that, let's look at our oral review very quickly here. And let me get my annotate running here. All right, so what we're looking here is number 1, HaShabbat HaKadoshah. Notice the comments, hey, we know this is feminine singular because we know Shabbat is feminine gender. So what we have here is the Sabbath is holy or set apart. The Sabbath is set apart. All right, HaShabbat Kadoshah. Actually, this one is the holy Sabbath. The holy Sabbath, because we got the Ha there. Now, this one is the Sabbath is holy. HaShabbat Kadoshah. Next one, third line. HaShabbatot Kadoshot. Okay, holy Sabbaths or set apart Sabbaths. Notice the plural ending is matching. Plural ending. Okay, here we go. HaShabbatot HaGadoshot. And we have the holy Sabbaths. All right, section 2. Ha'am Rav. The people are many or numerous. We could say that. Ha'am Rabim. The peoples are numerous. Am Rav. A numerous nation. Here's nation or great, much, numerous. Amim Rabim, we have many nations. Nations, many, much. That's the best way to do that. All right, let's move over to 4. Actually, let's go down to number 3 here. Clear this out. All right, number 3. We have Ani Melech Gadol. Okay. Ani Melech Gadol. Let's see, I just got a text there. Let me get rid of this here. All right, so I am a great king. I, king, great. All right. Ani Hamelech Hagadol. I am the great king. Anachnu Melachim Gadolim. We are the great kings. Okay. Hamelachim Harabim Gadolim. We have the many kings are great. All right, let's move right along here. Move up to number 4. Okay. Okay, we have number 4, Hadavar Tov. Okay, so the word is good. Hadavarim Tovim. We have multiple, and so the words are good. Hadavarim Haim Emet. We have the words are true. Notice Emet. Okay. Ha Emet Hi Davar Tov. Now this is kind of a tough one. Literally it says the truth word good, but the best way we could put that in English is the truth is good. Now on there, so let's look here, number 5, Habat, Hatova, Barucha. Okay, so then the good daughter is blessed. Notice, Bat, Tov, good, blessed. Okay, all right, Habat, Tova, Uvracha. Okay, so we have the daughter is good and blessed. Okay, Baruchot, Habanot, Ha-tovot. Look at all those oats. We know there's a lot of plurals in there. Blessed are the good daughters. Okay, so we have banot, daughters, tovot. Blessed in the plural sense. It has to match. Finally, Avraham, Vahabanot, Baochim. Okay, so number 5, the last one is Abraham and the daughters are blessed. Finally, with our oral review, number 6, who Moshe Hagadol. So we've got Moshe, proper noun, Gadol, great. He is the great Moses is the best way you could put that, but literally it says he, Moses the Great. But it sounds a little better in our language to put it the other way. Who of Tov, we have he is a good father. Literally it says he, father, good. Okay. He, Leah, Vahi, Tova. Notice the pattern. We know this is feminine now because Leah's feminine and so on. So what it is, she is Leah and she is good. There's the feminine singular form of good. Finally, Leah, Umoshe Tovim. Now, why are they using the Hebrew Yod Mem Sofit? Well, because Moses is masculine, Leah is feminine, and what happens when you get 2? It defaults to masculine, and because we've got 2, it goes masculine plural. That's why we have Hirik Yod Mem Sofit on the adjective tov. All right, very good. Let's move down now to our vocabulary. And before I do that, let us go to the last page here, which is page 50, selections from the prayer book. Okay, now if those of you who were at the Sukkot may very well have witnessed me performing this one. It's one of my favorites. But so let's look at it here and see what we get. Okay, we've got Ata kadosh v'shemacha kadosh. Now this va and your name, kadosh, is set apart. Uk doshim, the holy ones, b'kol yom v'halalucha selah. Baruch ata, and I'll put Adonai there, Ha'el HaKadosh. This time, but normally that's Yod, Hey, Vav, Hey, just to kind of change it up a little bit. Okay, so some of these we can transliterate for you. Let's see this here. Get rid of that. V'shemaka, v'shemaka. Okay, you know the kadosh, K-O-D-O-sh. Look at this big one, ukdoshim. Okay, ukdoshim. How about that? How about bekol? Notice the kametz hatuf. Something to be wary of. You know Yom, v'halalucha, v'halalucha, okay. Selah, I think you can get that one pretty good. Baruch ata, yeah, you get those. How about ha'el, okay. HaKadosh, I think you've got that one pretty good. I do try to transliterate these for those of you who, need to see this in English and be able to sound it properly. Okay, so how does the tune go? A little bit like this. Ata kadosh, v'shemaka kadosh, ukdoshim b'kol yom v'halaluka selah. Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh. Okay, it's got a very nice little tune to it, I think. And we'll see the translation, of course, down here. You are holy. Notice masculine singular, ata. You are holy. Your name, v'shemacha, and your name is holy. And the holy praise, ukdoshim. It comes from kadoshim, means the and the holy praise, the ones who are set apart. They praise you. Now the b'kol yom is literally, it says in all a day, or in all the day. So they've translated that the daily. And then there is Selah. Halalucha is praise there. And then Baruch atah, blessed are you. And then we have O Adonai, or O Lord, or O Yahuwah, the holy. Literally it says that, or the holy Elohim. Okay, so that's how they're translated. So you notice that they take a lot. It's not a literal translation of what you're seeing there. That's, I think, what I need to point out for all of you there. So then notice some of these things are significant here. V'shemaka has the ending ka, your M attached to give it meaning, and your name, okay? The word ukdoshim means the and holy ones. It's a masculine plural form of the adjective kadosh used as a noun. Okay, that looks pretty good there. Let's move it on down here. Okay, so here's the second part of that. So we have ata, echad. We know echad means one or unified. V'shemacha, and your name, echad, is one. Umi, and there is none. Ke'amcha Israel. None like your people. There's your people. A people, goy echad ba'aretz. In other words, people are one in the earth, or unique. In this case, they're translating echad as unique. Isn't that interesting? Down here, notice that. Okay. I think most of those, you guys, if there's any, I guess there's this one here I can transliterate. Vashimaka. Vashimaka. I think this is u, mi, kayam, ka. I think you guys can get that one. Ekad, ba'aretz. That's pretty simple. B-A-R-E-T-Z. Ba'aretz. Okay. All right, so here we go. Ata Ekad, Vashimaka Ekad, Umi Keamga Israel, Goy Ekad Ba'aretz. Okay, Baruch Hashem. So, what do we have here? You are one, your name is one, and there is none like your people Israel, a people unique on the earth. Okay, not bad. So, let's now go to our vocabulary. And we are back to page, let's see here, 40. Nope, 41, page 41, excuse me. There we go. Vocabulary. We're on page 41, chapter 6. And let's see what we have here. All right, so the word for house. Notice that in this case, they're going to give you the singular and the plural of all these. Okay? So that's why you're seeing two here. We've got bayit, B-A-Y-I-T. Okay, means house. And notice it's masculine gender. And then batim. Okay, batim for houses. Okay, we've got chesed. Notice the guttural, chet, chesed. For kindness or mercy, C-H-E-S-E-D is how we usually see that transliterated. And then we have chasadim for plural kindnesses or mercies. Okay. Chasadim. Okay. How about the word for day is yom, Y-O-M. You see that a lot. How about days? Yamim, Y-A-M-I-M. Okay. Or if you were to say today, ha-yom, literally the day, today. Ha-yom, okay? Now, notice these here. There's three examples here, and notice the differences are we've got a patach, a sagol, and a kametz underneath this mem. Everything else the same. We get ma, meh, ma, okay? So, let's see here. Here's ma, okay? Here is meh. Here is another ma. Okay, so the difference, we have a long vowel and a short vowel. That's why you get two sounds, but one is long, the other is short. But either one of those, it can be the word what or how, depending on the context. Okay? All right, next one. Malchut. And we might have seen this, M-A-L-C-H-U-T, Malchut or Malchut, for kingdom. And notice it's feminine. Isn't that something? Feminine gender. How about if you're saying kingdoms? Malchuyot. And notice it has a regular feminine plural ending, Malchuyot. M-A-C-H-U-L-O-T, Malkuyot. Okay, we'll transliterate that as best as possible. Now notice this one, next one here, olam. We see that a lot, like A-L-A-M, olam, for single. Universe, world, eternity. Notice all of those possibilities for how this word can be translated. Universe as in space, the world as in this entire sphere that we live on. And yes, I do believe it's a sphere and it's not flat, but I don't mean to offend any flat earthers out there. That seems to be the rage these days. But, and eternity goes into the dimension of time. Isn't that something? All of that encapsulated in this word, olam. And here is the plural, olamim. So let's put that over here, A-L, oops, A-L. Okay, we're going to have to erase that. I messed that up a little bit. All right. Olamim. Olamim. I guess should be E-E probably. Might be a little better under there. All right, so let's get this thing moved down a little bit here. Okay. All right, so the word for name, we have shame. Notice the saray, shame, S-H-A-Y-M, shame, or shemot. By the way, that's the name of one of the books of your Bible. And these are the names of the children of Israel. And I'm going to let you figure that out. And if you think you've got it, send me an email. All right. I'll give you a clue. It's in the Torah. It's one of the 5 books of the Torah. All right. So these are our vocabulary words. Quite a few of them here, as we suggest before. So let's see what they have to say here. All right, so there are many words in Hebrew that do not have an exact English equivalent. We found that with that word olam, didn't we? And maybe a couple others. Some Hebrew words, at least in our vocabulary, and there's a lot of them that are not included in our vocabulary. Some Hebrew words can mean many different things. In English, for example, the word olam, introduced in this chapter, means both endless time, eternity, and endless space. It can also mean world. The word chesed, C-H-E-S-E-D, right there, can be translated as grace, goodness, as well as loving kindness, I guess, depending on what the surrounding words are saying. In the vocabulary list of this book, we will try to give a 1 or 2 word translation that best sums up the meaning of each word. You should be aware, however, that the words could be translated in many different ways. Okay. Let's go down to our thing here. Let me see if I can get this down. That might be a little better. Okay, I hope you guys can still see that. All right, so adjectives as nouns. You have already learned that the Hebrew adjective is used to describe nouns. That was the previous chapter that we did. The adjective can also be used alone as a noun. It is then translated the something one. Okay, so whatever's in there, the something one. For example, hu hatov. Literally that says he the good, but we want to make it a little better in English. He is the good one. How about haim ha-kadoshim? Ha-kadoshim. Kadoshim. Haim ha-kadoshim. Literally that says they, the set apart ones, or they, the set apart plural. In English, we would say it like this: they are the holy ones, or the set apart ones. Okay, so I prefer, actually. All right, let's see here. Possessive endings for Hebrew nouns. English shows possession by using separate words such as my, your, his, and her. So here's the difference here. Possession is shown in Hebrew by attaching special endings to nouns. So we're going to look at suffixes now. That's essentially what we're talking about. There's going to be a noun, and they're going to put an ending on it, and you're going to have to recognize the pattern, which I mentioned in some previous chapters. You don't have to know every detail about the Nikud, but knowing the pattern is very helpful in understanding what it is that you're looking at. Okay, so in this chapter, you will learn the Hebrew endings that mean my, your, his, and her. So there's 4 for every noun that they're going to give you. There's going to be 4 suffixes, okay, that you have to keep in mind. Continuing on, and how they are attached to singular nouns. So we're only going to be dealing with singular. We're not dealing with plural necessarily in this chapter. So let's continue on here, move down. By the way, we have any comments or questions before we continue? The main thing in this chapter is to look at patterns. You know, Hebrew is very much like a chemical formula. People who deal in science, when I use this analogy, it seems to really grab them because, you know, like the chemical formula for water, H2O. Well, that means something. You know, it means hydrogen and 2 oxygen, and put them together and you get this stuff we drink that sustains life on this planet. So Hebrew is very much like that. It builds. There's either a prefix or there's a suffix or so on. So in this case, we're going to be looking at suffixes. There's 4 sets, so let's continue on if there's no questions. Okay, so let's see here. I think this is where we're at. Okay. All right, so let's see here. Adjectives as nouns. Let me get my annotate going here. Okay, so we have who. Oh, we already did this, didn't we? We did this. Let's move down. I remember now. I know we were down here somewhere. There we go. I think we're caught up. Page 43. Direct your attention to page 43 in the book. Okay. So let's look at this base form here. Over here we have bait. And then we have the masculine singular house, bayit. Now, the base form, this form is the form that the suffix is affixed to mean whatever the suffix is. In this case, if we want to say my house, they're not taking this here, bayit, they're using the base form and they're attaching hirik, yod, and we get beiti, B. Let's see how I can do this. How about beiti? That's the best way I can transliterate that. And that might be the name of a famous actor. I'm not sure here. But anyway, let's go down to your house, masculine, and we get beit techa. Beit techa. E-C-H-A. Beit techa. Okay? Notice the pattern. We have a chaf sofit and a kametz. That's your house, masculine, singular. Okay? Masculine and it's singular, remember. All right, so what if we are talking about a woman and we are pointing out your house? Well, we get this thing, beitech. Okay, and there's the pattern you need to remember. Saray, Hafsofit, finishes with a segol, closes with a segol, or not a segol, I'm sorry, shava, closes with a shava. Okay, so we get betech, E-C-H. How about that? B-E-T-C-H. That's the best I can do transliterating that. All right, let's move down. Finally, we have, all right, so we've got his house and her house yet to do here. So let's look at these here. Now, if we're saying it's his house, notice this holem at the end. And what do we get? Beto. B-E-A-T-O-E, I think is the best I can transliterate that for you. How about if we say her house? Beta. Notice the kametz, hey, and notice there's a segol in the hey there at the end. It's almost like more emphasis on a hey, which pretty much is like a silent consonant anyway, in a lot of ways. In some ways, anyway. Beta. B-E-A-T-A. Let's see, how can I do this? Beta. How about that? Beta. Okay, so we're looking at these patterns. So here they are, all four of them. And so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if you can get these black letter patterns, they're not going to be black in the rest of the book. They're just making them black so that you can see the pattern in this particular graph. You're going to do well in this chapter. So I would encourage you to focus on learning the pattern for these 5 different forms. Okay. All right, let's go down then. Okay, so I'm going to point some things out here. Notice there is a masculine ending and a feminine ending for your. So your as in referencing a man and your as in referencing a woman. Okay. Or it might be a noun that just has a whether a feminine or masculine gender. It could be done that way too. So this is the one there, and here is the feminine for your. The dot in the hey is part of the spelling of her. They're talking about this one right here. That little dot, that dagesh, that's the one they're talking about. It's just part of the spelling, okay? All right, so the form cha, meaning your, but it's masculine singular, also appears as echa. So they're going to give you one of these other ones here. Notice sometimes we see a nakud change. What ordinarily might be a kametz that we've seen above, sometimes it can turn into a segol. For example, betecha. Okay, your house, masculine singular. Speaking of a man, one man, your house. All right. All right, so let's continue on here. So here is a chart for us to look at. We are on page 44 of chapter 6, examples of nouns with possessive endings. Many nouns change their vowels when the possessive endings are attached. Okay, so they're going to compare. Let's see what they have here. So the word for davar, we've seen that one like that, right? D-A-V-A-R. But what happens when you start affixing these suffixes on the end and make it like, we know that word means word, but what if you make it my word or your word, as in for a man, or your word for a woman, and so on? Well, notice it becomes divar something. That little bar there just means something, some suffix is attached there. That bar that I'm pointing out right here is not part of Hebrew. They're just letting you know that that is this entire form right here is the base form. And there's going to be something attached to the end, and it's going to be something more than just word. It might be my word, your word, and her word, his word, something like that, okay? So that's what they're trying to point out here. So, for example, devari, notice it takes this pattern on all these. So what's the difference? Well, the only difference is there's throwing a shava under there for the base form, okay? Whereas the normal form has a kametz, okay? So that's just so explained so that you don't get confused as to why that looks different. So let's look at my word, devari. Devari. How about devarcha, your word speaking of a man and single man, okay? Devarecha. How about devarech, your word speaking of a woman? Devarach, devarech, okay? Devaro, his word, D-V-A-R-O-E, devaro. How about her word? Devara, D-E-V-A-R-A-H, devara. Notice the distinction. It's not Devora, as in the name of a famous biblical figure. Devara, okay, because that's right there. All right. So let's go over the side here. We've got bat for daughter. We know that one. Here's the base form, beat. Wow, look at that. It changes from an ah sound to a chirik. Becomes beat something. Isn't that something? All right, so let's look at my daughter. B-T. B-E-E-T-I-E. B-T. Maybe I should put E-E. Yeah, that's better. B-E-E-T-E-E. How about Vitecha, your daughter, but it's masculine. It's talking about a man, your daughter. Vitecha, B-E-T-E-A-C-H-A, Vitecha. I'll get rid of that, Vitecha. All right, how about Vitech, your daughter, as in a woman? In other words, let's see it written here, B-E-T-E-C-H. My B's are looking kind of Vitech. All right, how about his daughter? Beto, B-E-A-T-O-E, Beto. How about her daughter? Beta, B-E-A-T-A-H. All right. So the thing that you're just going to have to get used to is that the normal form and the base form look slightly different, but this is what you look at. Start looking at consonants. That's how you're going to decipher. Start looking at consonants. Don't focus so much on the Nakud. Focus more on the combination of consonants, and that will greatly enhance your understanding as well. Okay? All right, so let's move down here. Now, the previous, we were talking about the ones who do change their vowels. Now we're going to look at the ones who don't change their vowels. These are the easy ones compared to the other ones. So let's look here, see what we got. Shabbat. All right. Well, the base form is exactly the same. How about if we want to say my Sabbath? Shabbati. S-H-A-B-A-T-E-E. Shabbati, my Sabbath. How about your Sabbath, speaking as a single man? Shabbatecha. That should be a C there. Shabbatecha. How about your Sabbath, speaking as about a woman? Shabbatech. Shabbatech. Okay. How about his Sabbath? Shabbato. Shabbato. How about her Sabbath? Shabbata. Shabbata. Okay. All right. Let's go over here to the word yom, meaning day. Well, look at that. The base form is the same. Okay. So what if we want to say my day? Yomi. Y-O-M-E-E. How about your day masculine? Yomecha. I'm going to try to find some room here. Yomecha. Okay. How about your day feminine? Yomech. Yo-E-C-H. How about his day? Yomo. Isn't that something? Oops. Y-O-M-O-E. Yomo. His day. All right, her day. Yo-ma. Now, no, this is not the ghetto speak. Yo-ma. All right, Yoma, for her day. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, so what we have here is, let me see if I can bring this back up. Okay, there we go. All right, so when endings are attached to words that end in the Kametz hey suffix, the hey is replaced by tav. Now, this is the more difficult section because they are changing one of the words that you previously have tried to memorize, the Kametz hey. For example, let's look at the first one here, Torah. Okay, so what's going to be changed is this here, the hey, and they're going to change it to a tav in its base form. Okay, base form means that that is a form that it transforms to accept a suffix, to whether that suffix means my, your masculine, your feminine, his, her, just for the singular ones here. Okay, so my Torah is Torah-ti. It's not Torah-hi because in the base form the hey changes to tav. Torah-ti. Torah-ti. Okay. We still get the I put the H sound in there because we're getting that from this. Torah. And then T, T-I. All right, how about your Torah masculine? Torah techa. Torah techa. How about your Torah feminine? Torah tech. Oops, need an O there, not an A. Torah tech. Okay. How about his Torah? Torah to. Torah to. How about her Torah? Torah ta. All right. Okay, so you see what's happening here. So this is one of the more difficult ones, but just remember, in time, you'll get used to it as you start going through some of these forms. All right, so let's move over to this other side here. We have blessing. So there it is. Barakah, and here's the base form, barakat. So how about my blessing? Barakati. Barakati. How about your blessing, masculine? Barakatecha. How about that? Actually, this is biracha. Biracha. Let's put a E. We forgot that on there. Biracha. Birachtecha. B-E. Re. Let's see here. What am I looking at? B. No, this is beer. This is beer katecha. That's what that is. Beer katecha. I'm sorry about that, guys. This is a tough one here. Because the first Shavah is silent. When you have two Shavahs in a row, the second one becomes vocal. This finishes the syllable that becomes silent. So let's do this again. Okay, so we got bircha for the base form. Birchati. 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 Okay. Birchatecha. Birchatecha. All right. That's for your blessing masculine. Birchachech. That's your blessing feminine. Birchate. Okay. How about his blessing? Birchato. Birchato. How about her blessing? Birchata. All right. I transliterated those as best as possible for you. All right, so let's move down here. So a few words like av have unusual endings. All right, so let's look at this here. Here's our base form av. We know that means father. But look at this, avi. Now that kind of explains a lot, doesn't it? When you see that written out as A-V-I, that's the actual base form, but here is my father, avi. And notice the heric yod, the E ending, we get my, okay? How about avicha, meaning your father, masculine? V-C-C-H-A. How about that? Avicha, your father, masculine. How about your father, speaking of a woman, your father? Avich. Avich. How about his father? Avi. Aviv. Isn't that something? Notice that. Isn't that something? Aviv. How about his father, or her father rather? Her father. Aviha. Aviha. I guess we get another E in there. How about that? All right, so now they're pointing this out here. His father is pronounced Aviv, okay? Now that's just an irregular. It's just something you're going to have to get used to. They add that vav on there at the end. You would think it would just be Avi, but no, they add that vav in there, it becomes Aviv. It's kind of interesting. All right, so let's move down here. We are on page 46 now. And below we have a list of all the nouns that we have learned in their original form and with the heric yod ending, which means my. It's the suffix that means my. So here's what they're showing here. Okay. Notice this pattern, heric yod. Now this X can be any letter at all. That's what that X means. You could put anything in there as long as it's got the heric yod ending. It means my whatever it is. So let's look at. Let me figure out. Keep this thing from moving on me. There we go. We'll try that. Okay, so we've got Av. How about my father? Avi. Aim, mother. E-me. Look at that. E-me. Wow, for my mother. Emmet, truth. How about Amiti? Wow, isn't that something? Amiti. How about Eretz for land? How about if we want to say my land? Artzi. A-R-T-Z-E-E. How about Bayit, house? We've seen that one. Beiti. B-A-E-T-T-I-E. Beiti, kind of like that. Bain, son. How about my son? Behni. Behni. Okay, how about bracha, blessing? My blessing, birkati. That's the one that tripped me up before. Birkati. Okay. All right, how about bat, daughter? Biti. B-E-A-T-I-E. Devar for word. Devari. D-A-V-A-R-E-E. Okay. How about chesed, kindness? Now this is interesting. My kindness is chas-D. C-H-A-S-D-E-E. Chas-D. Yom for day. We get yomi. Yo-me. How about melech for king? If we want to say my king, malchi. Malchi. How about kingdom, malkut? If we want to say my kingdom, malkuti. Malkuti. How about the word for world? But remember, it also can mean eternity, and there was another one there. Olam. How about olami? That's my world. Am, people or nation. My people, ami. Now, we've seen that AMI spelled out a lot in prayer books and so on. You're familiar with that. When you get into that, if any of you come from the Hebrew roots movement that really was, trying to put some of these Hebrew roots into their faith, that included, putting some of these Hebrew transliterations, and that one I remember seeing a lot on me. Okay, let me erase this and move down a little bit here. Okay, so now we've got Shabbat. How about Shabbati, my Sabbath? How about Shalom for peace? Shalomi. Shalomi. How about Shem for name? Shemo, my name. How about Torah? Notice this is the one that changes on us. Torah T. There it is. They take the hey out and they put the tav in. All right. So that is a list that you're going to want to refer to, at least for the my suffix. Okay. And then, of course, they're giving you this because they're giving you the basic pattern, and then you can apply the other suffixes as you go. All right. Get rid of that. Okay. Now, here is a little bit of encouragement for you. Okay. You do not need to memorize all the changes that take place when nouns have possessive endings attached. You do need to be able to recognize nouns with the different possessive endings when you see them. What does that mean? I'll write it big. Patterns. Look for patterns, and in this case, suffix patterns. All right. Do we have any questions up into this point? We're just about at the end of our class, got about 4 minutes. Anything dealing with any issues or anything as far as we go through this chapter? Any thing I haven't covered? You know, sometimes I'm learning to add more things in as I go. This is relatively a new experience for me, this online learning. And so, like the transliteration, Allison brought that up one time, actually more than once, and it's kind of stuck. And I think that does help you guys a lot to put that transliteration in there as we go along. And but if there's any other suggestions that would enhance you guys' learning, shoot me an email or put something in the text. Don't be afraid, guys. I'm here for you guys, and I would like you guys to be successful for this. For those of you who came in later, remember that we are going to finish this class at the conclusion of Chapter 7 due to Dr. Snyder's suggesting rather that we break this up, and I agree with them. There's too much material for us to have one class. We need to have a break in between and have a beginning class, which would be chapters 1 through 7, and then our intermediate class would be the next 7 chapters, 7 chapters beyond that, and then I will call the advanced prayer book Hebrew class is going to be the last 8 chapters of the book. 22 chapters total, and yes, it'll take us maybe a little over a year. We've been slogging away here, but you guys have done some great work. I've gotten some good assignments in, and I can tell you take pride in your work. And it is very much enriching for me to see that kind of interest in this special language. So I think what we're going to do here is, let's see here, go to our share screen so we can get an idea here. Okay, so we finished with page 46. And so I think this is good enough. I'm not going to get into these exercises because we're almost out of time anyway, but what I would like you to do for the assignment, and let me bring it up here, is just the vocabulary. Okay, so let me pull our assignments up here. So for chapter 6, write vocabulary in Hebrew, transliterate, and give the meanings. Okay, so we'll get some Hebrew letter writing experience or some more practice, and then try to transliterate it as best you can. And I don't mind when you guys change from what I've done. There are some other ways you can put those words, and actually it's kind of nice to see. And actually, you know, there might be some time when you transliterate it that might be a little better. I might pick it up. You might see me using it. So when I facilitate this class, I get ideas from you guys, and that kind of excites me. So write vocabulary in Hebrew, transliterate, and give the meanings, and that's the beginning of chapter 6 where the vocabulary is. Can everyone, I don't think that, I don't know if you guys can see this or not. Let me knock this down. Yeah, you guys should be able to see this. Because I've got all the other windows down. You should be able to see my assignment sheet here. Okay. All right. Let's stop the share. If you can't see it, let me know, and I can send it to you. Thank you so much for the notes, and I appreciate it, and I perfectly understand. I know that boot camp is coming up. Some of you guys are preparing for it. That's why we're putting these on video, and that's why there's going to be time. I'll keep slogging away at it and making the videos all the way through chapter 7, and there's going to be a few weeks after that so you can catch up, okay? Except for boot camp period. We will not have class, and I will alert you to what the dates are. We won't have class those times. So I do understand about the pressures that you guys are under. You have lives, you have other things, but I just want you to know that I appreciate you and I appreciate the work that you put into this. So we have reached the end of our hour, and Yah willing, I hope to see you guys next week. And with that, I will wish you Lahit Thraot. See you later.